Hey guys, welcome to Rebecca Reviews. Today we're going to be starting off our Women in Horror Month. No, I'm not reading just strictly stuff by women authors this month, but we are going to start off with a little something exciting. Today we're going to be actually interviewing an author that I just recently read for the first time. In my opinion, she's up and coming. I think she's going to do fantastic with her work, and I'm excited to get to ask her just a few little questions and let everybody see what she's all about. So here she is.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm great. So first off, tell everybody about yourself, who you are, what you do.
I'm Alyanna Poe. I write horror novels for fun, but I'm hoping to make it into a career.
That's awesome. How long have you actually been writing?
I've been writing for a long time, but I published my book when I was 18.
Well, so far the only one I've actually read is written or eaten, excuse me, I'm sorry. But let me tell you, I was really impressed. I know I said it's not what I'm usually into, but your style is amazing. What inspired you to write it? Where did you get the idea from?
Actually, I went to a swap meet and I met a man in a van, and he sold me a copy of The Stand by Stephen King. And that was the first copy of Stephen King that I'd ever read. And that really inspired Eaton. I wanted to do something with zombies, but a little different.
You definitely did give it a totally different take, something I've never read before. I was really impressed.
Thank you.
No problem. So, is that the first horror book you'd ever written, or not written, but read was The Stand, or did you start somewhere else first?
I read a lot of like young adult horror, like the Chronicles of Vladimir Todd and stuff like that. So I'd always been into Halloween, but Stephen King was the first adult horror that I'd ever read.
Would you say he's your favorite adult horror author, or have you
Yeah.
found more since? Yeah.
I've I've read a lot. I've read like Dracula and Frankenstein, which I love, but I haven't read any more work by Bram Stoker or Shelley.
Yeah, I have a hard time with the classics. I hate to say that, but they don't have the same stamina, I guess, that the newer horror
They're
has.
slower, definitely slower.
Yeah, a lot. So, out of everything you have read, what would be your favorite horror book?
The Stand for sure. It's still my favorite.
Is it? What
Yeah.
about it makes it your favorite?
I love the characters. I love how many characters there are that you get to know, and just how he describes things. It's just so gruesome.
Oh yeah, definitely. Have you read his most recent? Oh my goodness, the one with the cat on the cover.
And
Leave
that
it
one
to
like
me not to think of it.
let it
Yeah.
bleed, something like
Yes,
that.
Let
Yeah,
It Bleed. Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to get that one yet. I've been going to thrift stores and getting older mass horror paperbacks. I like
Yeah.
those.
Those are the best.
Hmm.
Okay, well, so far in all of your writing, do you use like your own phobias or fears in order to get your inspiration?
A lot of stuff is really personal. Like actually, I Amelia picks at her skin, and that's something I've struggled with since I was a kid. So I wanted
Okay.
to turn my fears into a book.
Well, yeah, I can. Yeah, it definitely plays out well. Trust me. Oh my
Thank you.
gosh. And the details that you use, oh my God, they are disgusting.
I was hoping, yeah.
They really are, but it's great. Like disgusting in the best possible way.
Like the
So, okay.
jar. I think the jar was my favorite thing to explain.
Oh, I know. God. I'm sorry. It was so gross. I actually had a difficult time sometimes with some of your details because, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move away from books for a minute. What about horror movies?
Horror
What's like your
movies,
all time favorite?
probably the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I just love the characters, especially the guy that's in the van. I can't remember his name, but I don't know,
Yeah.
just the characters and the screaming. I actually had a headache after watching it because there was a lot of screaming.
Okay, well, what's like, let's see. I'm trying to make things a little different. All time favorite, like Hollywood Universal monster.
Mm, honestly, I have a hard time sitting still for movies, so when I watch a movie, it's an older one.
Yeah.
So, um, I really like Scream. I know it's not super old, but I love the mask and everything. I haven't
Yeah.
had a chance to sit down and watch that many movies. I read a lot more than I watch TV.
Oh yeah, I understand that completely. Okay, well, what's one horror movie that you've never seen that like people rag on you about that they say that you absolutely have to see?
One that I want to see is Nosferatu. Nobody's said anything about it yet, but I get a lot of crap for not watching I watched Halloween for Friday the 13th. That one. I get a lot of crap for not watching that one yet.
Let me tell you, I've never seen Nosferatu. That's I don't know. It just doesn't interest me.
Yeah.
Well, what else do you have in store for us? Anything else exciting on the mix or
I'm publishing my third book for my birthday in celebration of my 20th birthday. It's
Oh, that's
Cradles the
awesome.
Brain. Yeah, thank you. Um, I've been working on a sci-fi series and it's taken up a lot of time. So I took some stories off my website and then I added to them, edited them, and even added new stories that haven't been published anywhere and put it into a book. So that way my readers would have something to fill in the gap.
Oh, that's great. That sounds exciting.
Thank you.
Are you always going to stick to horror or do you ever plan to branch out or
Right now
any other genres?
I'm working on a sci-fi and I plan on writing in any genre I can.
Yeah.
Um, of course, they're all going to probably have a little twist of horror or something. So at least
Yeah.
one scene that's nasty.
Do you like ever draw the line? Some authors they'll include like erotic scenes or like something
Yeah,
like overly gruesome. Do you ever draw the line on stuff like that?
I draw the line on things like sexual assault because I know it can be triggering.
Yeah.
And also, I haven't gotten too gruesome with like sex scenes or anything like that, just because it's not my genre. My
Yeah.
genre is disgusting people in body horror and terrifying them mentally, not grossing them out or that.
Right. I get you. Do you ever hope that maybe one day one of your books will be made into like a cinematic feature or anything?
Eaten. I started to eat when I was 14, and when I was writing, I was like, I couldn't imagine if this was a movie. And I really that one out of all the things I've written, I think that one would be the nastiest to put on screen. I'd be like, people would be throwing up out of the theater.
Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see
Yeah.
that. Okay. Well, you know what? I don't want to keep you too long or anything. I just wanted to get to talk to you, let my viewers see what you're all about, and hopefully this will give you a little more, further reach and such. We'll see.
Yeah, thank you. I
No problem.
appreciate
And
it. I'd love
thank
to
you
be
so
on again if
much.
you've had me.
Absolutely, of course. Maybe after I read next one is Void, isn't it?
Hmm.
Okay. When
That
I
one's
finish that
that
one.
one's different. That
Is
one's a
it?
lot different. Yeah.
I haven't
I've had
even
people
read like the teaser to it, so
I've had people tell me that it seems like another author wrote it because it's that different.
wow. I'm excited. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on.
Okay, we'll talk to you next time.
All right. Thank you.
Bye. Well, guys, there you have it. That was author Alyanna Poe. Check her out on Instagram and on Slasher for sure. Look for her book, her very first one, Eaten. That's the only one I've read so far. I'm sure you saw where I said that it wasn't exactly what I'm into. And it's not because it's not a great book, because it really is. Her storytelling is phenomenal. She pays very close attention to detail. When I say it's not what I'm into, I mean, it's a little lengthy for me. She uses so much detail that, yeah, there are points where I felt like it dragged on, but that doesn't necessarily take away from the story itself. So definitely look into it. Check her out. Um, Follow her on Instagram. She's hilarious to watch. She's a lot of fun and she's really sweet. And I want to say thank you to her one more time for joining us tonight and giving me a chance to do my very first author interview on my YouTube channel. So if you like this video, like, subscribe, follow me. You can find me online on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter. Plus, I have my own webpage, RebeccaReviews.com. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Have a great night.